Mr. President, yesterday during the session, and this representation was actually downstairs when the minority leader raised yesterday that the Committee on Rules has prepared an advice in response to the minority leader's request and recommendation yesterday. Your Committee on Rules has prepared an advisory to all members of the Senate that the Senate shall observe a limit of 2 privileged speeches per session, and that members, Mr. President, are respectfully reminded that while the right to deliver privileged speeches is fully recognized, this must be exercised with due regard to the collective responsibility of managing the time and proceedings of the chamber in an efficient and orderly manner. Let me just put that into the records, Mr. President. Thank you.
Duly noted and entered into the records.
Thank you, Mr. President. Pursuant to Rule 10, Section 13 of our rules, Mr. President, I move that we elect the following members of the Committee on Agriculture, Food, and Agrarian Reform. For Vice Chairperson, Senators Amy Marcos and Rodante Marcoleta. For members, Senator Bam Aquino, Bato de la Rosa, Christopher Bongo, Robin Hood Padilla, Mark Villar, Rafi Tulfo, Win Gatchalian, Lito Lapid, Pia Cayetano, and for the minority, Senators Risa Hontiveros, Ping Lacson, and Loren Legarda. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, the aforementioned members are so elected to the Committee on Agriculture and Agrarian Reform.
Mr. President, I move that we elect the following as members of the Committee on Basic Education. Vice Chairperson, Senator Win Gatchalian and Senator Rafi Tulfo, and for its members, Senators Pangilinan, Cayetano, De La Rosa, Go, Lapid, Padilla, Marcos, and for the minority, Senators Legarda and Hontiveros. I so move, Mr. President.
The Cayetano you referred to, Majority Leader, is Senator Pia Cayetano.
Yes, sorry, Senator Pia Cayetano, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, the aforementioned members are so elected to the Committee on Basic Education.
Thank you,
Majority
Mr.
Leader.
President. Mr. President, I move that we elect the following as members of the Committee on Civil Service, Government Reorganization, and Professional Regulation. For Vice Chairperson, Senator Christopher Bongo, and for its members, Senators Marcos, Padilla, Gatchalian, and for the minority, Senator Legarda. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, the aforementioned members are elected to the Committee on Civil Service, Government Organization, and Professional Regulation.
Mr. President, I move that we elect the following as members of the Committee on Cooperatives. For Vice Chairperson, Senator Francis Pangilinan, and for its members, Senators Go, De La Rosa, Padilla, Aquino, Lapid, and for the minority, Senator Legarda. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, the aforementioned members are so elected to the Committee on Cooperatives.
Mr. President, I move that we elect the following as members of the Committee on Electoral Reforms and People's Participation. For Vice Chairpersons, Senators Risa Hontiveros and Amy Marcos, and for its members, Senators Aquino, Go, Padilla, Lapid, Pangilinan, Gatchalian, and Senator Erwin Tulfo. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, the aforementioned members are elected to the Committee on Electoral Reforms and People's Participation.
Mr. President, I move that we elect the following as members of the Committee on Foreign Relations. For Vice Chairperson, Senators Erwin Tulfo and Senator Loren Legarda, and for its members, Senators Go, De La Rosa, Padilla, Senator Mark and Camille Villar, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, Senator Lapid, Senator Gatchalian, and Senator Pia Cayetano. And for the minority, Senators Hontiveros and Lacson. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, aforementioned members are elected to the Committee on Foreign Relations.
Mr. President, I move that we elect the following as members of the Committee on Games and Amusement. For Vice Chairperson, Senators De La Rosa and Bongo. For its members, Senators Rafi Tulfo, Padilla, Mark Villar, Lito Lapid, and for the minority, Senator Loren Legarda. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, aforementioned members are elected to the Committee on Games and Amusement.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we elect the following as members of the Committee on Labor, Employment, and Human Resources Development. For Vice Chairperson, Senator Rafi Tulfo, and for its members, Senators Go, De La Rosa, Padilla, Lapid, Mark Villar, Camille Villar, Win Gatchalian, and Alan Peter Cayetano. And for the minority, Senators Legarda and Ontiveros. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, the aforementioned members are elected to the Committee on Labor, Employment, and Human Resources Development.
Thank you, Mr. President. I now move that we elect the following as members of the Committee on Local Government. For Vice Chairperson, Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, and for its members, Senators Go, Rafi Tulfo, Erwin Tulfo, Mark Villar, Padilla, Lapid, Marcos, Gatchalian, and Bam Aquino. And for the minority, Senators Legarda and Lacson. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, the aforementioned members are hereby elected to the Committee on Local Government.
Thank you, Mr. President. I now move that we elect the following as members of the Committee on Migrant Workers. For its Vice Chairperson, Senators Marcos and Bongo. And for its members, Senators De La Rosa, Padilla, Mark Villar, Lapid Aquino, Erwin Tulfo, Gatchalian. And for the minority, Senators Legarda and Ontiveros. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, aforementioned members are hereby elected to the Committee on Migrant Workers.
Thank you, Mr. President. Pursuant to Rule 10, Section 13 of our rules, I now move that we elect the following as members of the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs. For Vice Chairperson, Chairperson Senator Christopher Bongo, and for its members, Senators Rafi Tulfo, Amy Marcos, Mark Villar, Robin Hood Padilla, and Alan Peter Cayetano. And for the minority, Senator Panfilo Lacson. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, aforementioned members are hereby deemed elected to the Committee on Public Order, Dangerous Drugs.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we elect the following as members of the Committee on Public Services. For Vice Chairpersons, Senators Ejercito, Marcoleta, and Gatchalian. For its members, Aquino, De La Rosa, Go, Lapid, Pangilinan, and Senator Mark Villar. And for the minority, Senators Legarda and Ontiveros. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, aforementioned members are hereby elected to the Committee on Public Services.
Thank you, Mr. President. I now move that we elect the following as members of the Committee on Social Justice, Welfare, and Rural Development. For Vice Chairperson, Senators Bongo and Amy Marcos. And for its members, Senators De La Rosa, Padilla, and for the minority, Senator Loren Legarda. I so move, Mr.
Any
President.
objection? Hearing none, aforementioned members are elected to the Committee on Social Justice, Welfare, and Rural Development.
Mr. President, I move that we elect the following as members of the Committee on Tourism. For Vice Chairperson, Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, and for its members, Senators Go, Rafi Tulfo, Mark Villar, Padilla, Lapid, Pangilinan, Marcos, Gatchalian, and Camille Villar. And for the minority, Senators Legarda and Ontiveros. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, aforementioned members are hereby elected to the Committee on Tourism.
May I ask for a minute suspension, Mr. President? Before we suspend, Mr.
What is the
President,
pleasure of the Honorable
Deputy-
Ontiveros?
Salamat Abi, Mr. President. I just like to make a point of inquiry, if I may.
The lady may proceed.
Salamat po, Mr. President. A point of inquiry, Mr. President. We'd like to clarify reports from the Senate media that verbal instructions were given to them to the effect that they would be limited from covering the session tomorrow. Ang sabi sa kanila, pwede kayo pero kailangan nakaupo. Ang kaso po, Mr. President, wala namang upuan. So para sa madami nating mga kaibigan sa media, parang hindi sila pinapahintulutan sa session hall, taliwas po sa tradisyon at nakasanayan. So, mari po bang bigyan ng kalinawan, Mr. President, ang tanong na ito para on the record, madinig ng mga kaibigan nating mamamahayag at maiwasan ang kalituhan bukas, Mr. President.
Naipaliwanag na po sa kanila na nagkaroon ng hindi pagkakaunawaan kaugnay sa pahayag na binigay ng PRIB kanina. Rektang pinaliwanag yan ng Senate Secretary sa mga miyembro ng media na hindi totoo, hindi accurate at hindi naunawaan yung naunang sinabi ng PRIB. So wala pong ganon. Kung ano ang meron ngayon, ma'am, available din sa media yun tulad ng ordinaryong araw at sesyon natin.
Salamat, Mr. President. So, ibig sabihin po, nakatayo man sila or nakaupo, ay papayagan po yung Senate media mag-cover sa session natin bukas ng hapon,
Senator
Mr. President.
Ontiveros, usually members of the media cover the session from the media because from their office there at the media center because they get to see from all angles from cameras provided by PRIB what's going on in the session hall. They're usually not inside the session hall all the time.
Yes, I understand that, Mr. President, but given the importance of the debate tomorrow afternoon, kaya ko po hiniling lang ganitong kalinawan na papayagan po silang makapasok at makapag-cover ng session bukas ng hapon, Mr.
They
President.
can as they usually do, Your Honor, and I don't think there's any reason for us to limit or inhibit that.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. and
Thank you,
that's-
Senator Ontiveros.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Majority of
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. President, at this juncture, as the designation of members of the Committee on Finance and the Committee on National Defense and Security, Peace, Unification, and Reconciliation, each being composed, Mr. President, of 20 members, may I respectfully move that all other senators, excluding the Senate President, and the ex officio members be designated as regular members of these committees. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none. Motion of the Majority Leader is approved.
Mr. President, upon the recommendation of the chairperson of the Committee on National Defense and Security, Peace, Unification, and Reconciliation, may I also respectfully manifest the designation of the following senators as vice chairpersons of the said committee: Senators De La Rosa, Go, and Lacson. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? There being none, the aforementioned members are hereby deemed elected as vice chairpersons respectively of the Committee on National Defense and Security, Peace, Unification, and Reconciliation.
Mr. President, may I ask for a minute suspension?
Session is suspended.
President, our Minority Leader, Senator Tito Soto, is seeking the floor. I move that he be recognized, Mr. President, before this representation. You want me to move? Yeah. I withdraw that motion, Mr. President. May I be allowed, Mr. President, to respectfully move that we dispense with the reading of the journal of the fourth session, Monday, August 4, 2025, and consider the same as approved. I so move, Mr.
Is
President.
there an objection?
Mr. President,
Yes, Senator.
not to object, but
Minority.
an amendment to the journal, lest I be misconstrued. May I call the attention of the Senate Secretariat on page 29 of the journal, the first paragraph after manifestation of Senator Soto. It reads, Senator Soto suggested that instead of filing a bill, comma, the Committee on Agriculture, Food and Agrarian Reform, etc., etc. It seems that I was preventing the Committee on Agriculture from filing a bill, instead study. The correct interpretation, Mr. President, is for myself. Senator Soto suggested that instead of his representation filing a bill, it's the Committee on Agriculture, etc., to study. So I was preventing myself from filing to place on record, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Soto. The Secretariat is instructed to correct the manifestation of the comments of Senator Soto.
Yes,
Majority Leader?
Mr. President. With that, Mr. President, I move for the previous motion that we dispense the reading of the Journal of the Fourth Session, Monday, August 4, 2025, as amended and as stated, Mr. President, by our Minority Leader, and consider the same as approved.
Is
I
there
so
an-
move, Mr. President.
Is there an objection? Is there an objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
Mr. President, just one last election of members of the permanent committees, may I respectfully move that we elect the following as members of the Committee on Urban Planning, Housing, and Resettlement. For Vice Chairperson, Senators Go, Tulfo, and Camille Villar. And for its members, Senators Aquino, Pia Cayetano, Amy Marcos, and for the minority, Senator Loren Legarda. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? There being none, the aforementioned the members are hereby elected.
Mr. President, at this juncture, the distinguished lady from Antique, Senator Loren Legarda, is seeking the floor to deliver her privileged speech.